I'm building a tiny vacation home on wheels.
Shut up and sit down.
So they're hoping to get us out of here by 5, which is in 5 minutes, which I don't think is going to happen. I had a great night's sleep, and this is where I store my cold weather sleeping bag. So on the left hand side is all my electrical, like all my shore power and adapters. Picture that Harriette drew, which I love. All these people having fun with the giant bird. I don't know what kind of bird it is. And then this is just where I store the sleeping bag. So yeah, good night's sleep here in Albuquerque. This is the Bosque Trail in Albuquerque. And last time I was here a month ago, it was bitingly cold. Today it's about 48 degrees, so it's nice, and the sun is out. There's a whole bunch of nature trails along here. Hang on, let me take my balaclava off. Okay. There are a whole bunch of nature trails down here, and so you can kind of explore. You know, further down, a little bit further from where I'm at, there are little kind of walkways and things. Yeah, it feels really good. I'm not out of breath because I'm unfit. I'm just out of breath because I'm at an altitude. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of cyclists, and I'm just going to ride about 28 miles on here. 14 miles down, 14 miles back. When you get to the petroglyphs, check in here and they will give you a map of the 3 different trails that there are. The first trail, actually that's the third trail. The first trail you have to pay for parking, but if you have a full access pass, you can just park for free. Just make sure that you put it in your window. And then the second one you just drive to, the third one you drive to. So yeah, it looks like it's pretty easy. It's great for kids. There's a lot of children here, so definitely check it out. So once you get out of the visitor center and they give you the map, you just have to drive like less than a mile up the road. The other canyon, I guess, with the petroglyphs is the other direction on, I think I'm on the 40, possibly. So anyway, so you just go up here and just turn right and they should be there. This is the first hike. I think I'm only going to do 2 out of the 3. I don't think I have enough time before the gates close at 5 since it's already like 12:30 p.m. So this one's 2.2 miles. So it'll probably take me less than an hour since I'm like speed hiker. Yeah, so I just basically go up here. You just kind of park in this parking lot. Make sure you lock up your valuables. There is a restroom and trash cans. And yeah, let's see what this is about. I'm just going to say I don't think this was a like 100,000-year-old petroglyph. I think somebody just wrote their wedding date on there. So I'm getting better at finding these. So you got this one here, you got one up on there. You have a letter H for Harriette, since that was a popular name back in the ancient times. I feel like I'm kind of like Harriette when she did her first Easter egg hunt when she was like 1.5 years old. And she only found 1 egg, and all the other eggs were like all around her, and she's like, nope, I am good with just 1. That's kind of how I feel. Not entirely sure how I'm supposed to find any of these 300 petroglyphs in this little rock quarry that I'm in. Okay, there's the money shot. There's a good one. So basically the mommy gazelle decided she was going to eat a rattlesnake. And the little kid was like, no, mommy, don't eat it, don't eat it. And then like daddy gazelle
was babysitting the other gazelle. I didn't realize that mommy was going to eat a rattlesnake, but she's tough, she survived. That's exactly what the story was. That is a fact. So this one looks pretty much the same as the other one, but there is a very steep hike, which I'm pretty excited for. Albuquerque is pretty flat. You can actually see the entire city from where I boondocked last night near the airport. So this will be nice to kind of get a little bit of elevation. Even though, you know, I'm going to be in the you know, Colorado mountains in like 2 days. So yeah, this is just, you know, nice to get out and about. I was going to go to a museum, but it's such a nice day. I don't really want to be indoors, so I always save that for kind of rainy day activities. But for now, let's check out the hike. So this one is a lot better. I'm actually finding the petroglyphs, mostly because they're marked. This is, I guess, the steep climb. I don't know, Albuquerque. You're kind of overestimating everything. I was supposed to see 300 petroglyphs at the last hike, and I found like 7. So, yeah, I guess that's the loop right up there. And I think there's like 100 petroglyphs here, and a couple, you know, jerks that have to carve their name into the rock. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, there's one. So this is a historical fact. Millions of years ago, there were emojis. This is the, I don't know what they're doing, sipping out of a straw, I suppose. Okay, that was short and sweet. And they say, like, if you want to do this one, which is super steep, it's like 3 very short hikes, probably less than a mile. I put my Strava on to calculate the hike, and it was like not even a quarter of a mile. So basically you just hike up there, walk around. So now I'm going to do the third one, which is a proper hike, and I'll probably end up with another shoe full of sand again. This is really nice. You know, this is like, you know, I'm fascinated by rocks. I took a class in college, which I think I mentioned before on a different video, Rocks for Jocks. And it was like earth science. Hang on, let me get some sky. There we go. Earth science. And so this is the third hike that I'm doing. And it's like literally like right in the middle of town. So it's kind of strange. They're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna build an entire city around this one little place right here. But that's pretty much all the cities. So anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna hike up and then I'm done. I think I'm gonna head to Santa Fe after this. I gotta find some vegan ice cream. It is hot, the sky is blue, the sun is intense. I've drank so much water since I'm at such a high altitude. Prudence is over there, parked next to another van lifer. And yeah, I gotta find some vegan ice cream. I don't think I can hold out till Santa Fe. I have one place in Santa Fe I go to, but that's like an hour from here. So wish me luck. So I haven't seen any petroglyphs. I'm also pretty much blind as a bat. So when I do the eye test, they're like, can you see the top line? I'm like, no. And they're like, can you see the E? I'm like, no, I see colors, no shapes. So I just want to point out, when you wear breathable hiking boots, they fill up with sand. So I am completely filled up with sand right now. So yeah, it's a great workout because you're basically hiking in a sand dune for 2 miles. Yeah, great after doing a almost 30-mile bike ride. Now it's good. Sun's intense. I didn't do the entire loop, as all trails said, like 2 miles, which, I mean, as far as I gotten back is 2 miles. So I think it lied. Probably lied. All trails is not really that accurate anyway, so I think people just make up their own trails and then say, hey, look, you can do this too. And then I'm like, why are you taking me through a river? Like, this is stupid. Mission accomplished. I have found the vegan ice cream in Albuquerque. So let's check this out. They do have dairy free, so I assume maybe it's soy, and hopefully it doesn't taste like soap. Okay, Okay, so it feels like the surface of the sun, and of course the only seats available are right in direct sunlight. But I went with the dairy-free almond milk ice cream. I did 3 scoops because I'm hungry, and the red velvet cone. And yeah, that's actually really good. It's like super tart, like they used real strawberry in it. And I actually really don't like fruit very much now because Texas, it just sucks. But this is really good, so I'm gonna enjoy it. Good morning from Albuquerque. This is a concrete slab just outside of the airport, right next to the airport parking, and you can park here for free. It's a pretty big gravel lot, and there's about a, I don't know, maybe 60 foot by 20 foot concrete slab that's level. So had a good night's sleep here. I'm gonna do a 30-mile bike ride again, and I was just here just over 2.5 weeks ago, which you will have seen already on this video, and then everything in between you'll have to watch the other videos. Fancy that. Anyway, so after this I'm going to do the tramway, which was closed when I was here on a Wednesday last time. So I bought a ticket. It's $20 with the military veterans ID, so I'm going to do that this afternoon and then head into Texas. So this is the end of coming to the end of my trip, so pretty epic. Really great time. So I am tired, but I feel really good. It's kind of that adrenaline tired, you know, like you're tired but you feel good about it. It is bright outside. Hang on, get my sunglasses here. Okay. All right, so I am going to the Sandia tramway this afternoon. So you can buy a ticket for the morning slots or the afternoon slots. So my ticket is anytime between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. So I will probably go at 3 or close to that, because I do need to get back into Texas, because even though I'm, you know, on my way home, I'm still 1,000 miles from Houston. You know, they couldn't move Houston a little further into the country. It's crazy. Not a great starting point for any trip, but that's where I live. So, you know, the other thing is I bought a bag of potato chips, and I went to like the workout aisle. So these are the potato chips, and I went to the workout aisle in the supermarket. And I've never been on a diet in my life, and so I guess like the new thing is the keto, whatever that is. Like, I guess you do ketosis with your body, and that's supposedly like you lose weight or something. I don't know the science behind it, but I went and got these potato chips that were like super high protein, and they taste disgusting. They taste like soap. And I generally don't eat potato chips for several reasons. One is when I moved to America when I was 13 from England, I had braces, and my wonderful straight teeth ended up getting screwed up when my wisdom teeth came in. So, and then I grind my teeth, which I've done for 30 years. And so when I eat potato chips, I tend to get like a massive like thunderclap headache, and it's not fun. So thankfully I only ate 2 chips and threw the rest away because they were so gross. The other thing is that when you eat potato chips, you end up having a whole mouthful of potato chips for the rest of the day. It's like eating corn nuts, and the whole classroom stinks. So anyway, so enough of that stupid stuff. So I'm at the Museum of Nuclear Science because I'm in New Mexico, and they like to do autopsies on aliens, and they like to blow up atomic bombs, and then also have areas that are numbered that we're not allowed to go to. So I will go check out this place, since the weather is kind of sketchy today. It's a little cloudy. It was raining on my bike ride, and so I figured I'll, you know, visit this place and check it out. I'm trying to avoid a lot of like indoor stuff during the COVID thing, but it's a Monday and there's only like 7 cars in the parking lot, so I figured that a Monday is good. I may come out radioactive, so yeah, so there's that. And the other thing is that it's like $20 to get in, but if you're a disabled veteran, military veteran like myself, yes, I was actually in the Army, and that would be the American Army, and yeah, although my company and basic training were like translators, paralegals, band members, map readers, cooks, you know. But I did serve and I did get pretty severely injured. So I'm classified as disabled and I get to get discounts into places. So I also try not to get like there's a lot of travel people that are like demand free tickets everywhere. I do some partnerships, but I generally will pay to get into places. I will use my military discount. I will ask if they do have a media pass or a media discount, but generally I will, you know, I'm not going to be like I knew some guy that had a fake press pass, and he would just throw it down and he'd be like, well, my editor sent me. And they're like, well, let's call your editor. And he's like, no, she's not available. And he like throw a tantrum. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, nobody, like, that's a fake press pass you bought online. So he would try to get, you know, kind of get through the world for free, kind of by scamming people, and that's really not authentic, and it really kind of ruins it for everyone else. So I do travel research, and I try to travel as authentically and economically and accurately as possible, so that way I can give that information to influencers and journalists and people that I partner with and say, hey, yeah, you can do my itinerary and you could probably do it cheaper than I did, you know, but you know, there's some factors like everyone's got different vans and different vehicles, and they eat different food and, you know, different needs. But generally, I try to keep things on a shoestring and see how far I can get on a pretty good budget without having to miss out because I don't want to spend any money. So I get to do all the fun things I want to do, and then I offset the cost of my travel by, for example, living in the van on my travels, which means I've only spent $10 on accommodation on this 3-week trip, and that was to park in Taos overnight at the Hotel Luna Mystica, which I'll link below. And so, even though it's for the New Mexico, well, yeah, it was New Mexico, it'll be in this episode. So, so you've seen it. And, so that was my only cost for the entire trip, and everything else, National Park Pass, I got in for free, and then everything else is either military discount or just outdoor stuff that costs nothing. So so anyway, so I try not to I'm not going to be one of those people that, you know, sorry, I'm changing arms because my shoulder's hurting. I'm not going to try to be one of those people that thinks that they're like entitled and just be like the ugly American and, you know, just ruin it for everyone and walk in and just think everyone owes them something because they want to spend their life traveling. You know, there's a lot of people on YouTube that do that. It's just not cool. You know, if you can't afford something, figure out a way to offset the cost. Partner up with someone, split the cost, get a convoy, you know, try to do more outdoor things, you know, invest in a van, get some passive income through Amazon affiliate accounts. Like, there's ways to do it than having to rip off the places you go. Just don't do that. So anyway, I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna find myself a missile or something to take home with me. I don't know. I feel like I need to like get a flux capacitor or something. I guarantee you there's one in there. There has to be one in there. So in 2019, I went to Japan and I went to the Hiroshima Memorial Museum.
煙のためにっていうで喉が渇いてましたので、もう雨が降ってきたらみんな空に口を向けて雨を飲もうと思ってね、なかなか口に雨が入らないわけです。真っ暗い大粒の雨が降ってきて、その時に
And yeah, it was really just, I don't know, there's no words to describe how disappointed you can be in humans when you see something like that. And then this is the American version of the Hiroshima story, which is just one little section. And then you go to Japan and you see their side. And that's why you should travel, see both sides to everything. You know, it's just horrific. Just, you know, what happened there. I mean, I've seen this in real life. So I actually have a resume for the DeLorean. I went to LA in 2019 on the way to China and Japan, and I went to some of the filming locations and met the original Jennifer Parker from the movie. And then I went to Marty McFly's house and Lorraine's house, Biff's house, and I think George McFly's house. And it was super cool. So originally in the movie, they were going to have the lightning strike the pylon behind Marty McFly's house. And then because the people that lived on that street in Los Angeles didn't actually want the DeLorean racing up and down the street, they decided to do it at Universal Studios at the top of the clock tower. So yeah. Oh, I also went to Doc Brown's house. Jane Wyman is First Lady. Great Scott. So it's pretty cool. I need a flux capacitor for my van. Is there one in there? No. There's me? No, no flux capacitor. So if you come outside, out the back door, it's at the back of the museum area, you can come out and take a look at these planes and missiles and things. You know, even if you're a pacifist, I'm a pacifist, even though I was in the army. I just wanted to be a translator and travel, so figured that's a good job, right? Anyway, yeah, even if you're a pacifist, you know, it's important to understand, like, you know, history. I mean, we have to rewrite some of the history from a proper perspective, especially, you know, with the Black Lives Matter movement. You know, our history is written by old white men, so obviously we need some revisionist history. But you also need to understand kind of like the bad stuff as well as the good stuff, so that we can be better people, so that we know that the bad stuff exists so we don't do it again. You know, so I mean, dropping a bomb on a city in another country, don't do that. I mean, I've been to Hiroshima. It's horrible to think that they went through that. For what, you know? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. You know, the world is so wonderful, and I've been to so many countries that people have said, oh, it's a communist country, or it's a war-torn country, or the government's corrupt. And you go there and the people are just so wonderful and loving and caring, and they feed you and they share their music and their homes and their families, and they become your lifelong friends, and they're just, you know, under the wrath of their political agenda from their, you know, from the government. And then we hold that against them, and then we discriminate against them because we think that they represent everything their government stands for, and it's not true. So anyway, so understand the good and the bad, and just don't do the bad. gonna head down, but we are stuck up here because there is a storm that just came in literally a minute ago. So it was supposed to be blue skies and sunny today, so now we've just got to wait. And I'm at the back of the line, so I probably wouldn't even be on the next one. I would have to wait till the one after that. Worst case scenario, I could just hike down. Although I'm not really dressed for hiking, as you can see, so I just wait. Sorry, guys. So it literally just started snowing up here. So I probably should have taken the morning one, but yeah, it's snowing outside. There's no visibility. I got about half a second of a view before they shut everything down. Now we're just waiting, and worst case scenario, they can just drive us down the mountain. So, oh well, this is an adventure. Kind of like the Petrified Forest a couple weeks ago. So about 20 minutes ago, when I got to the top, it was sunny and blue skies, and now it's snowing. Look at this, it's crazy. It's really beautiful, but I don't think I'm getting home tonight. So I may just have to stay in Albuquerque one more day and then head back to Texas. So, oh my God, look at this, crazy. It just literally came in like 5 minutes after we got here. So they're hoping to get us out of here by 5, which is in 5 minutes, which I don't think is going to happen. And everyone's just kind of waiting around. But this guy in shorts didn't plan at all today. So the good thing about van life is that I don't have to worry about getting back to my hotel or checking into a hotel or doing anything like that. I can just literally just go back down to the parking lot and go find somewhere to park. It's supposed to stop raining in Albuquerque in about 2 hours, which means it's probably not going to stop snowing here tonight, but this is kind of cool. It's an adventure. I'm not really complaining too much. I haven't really seen snow falling on this trip. I've only been in snow, like cold snowy places. So yeah, I don't mind being stuck on a mountain. More worried about the fact that there's gigantic lightning rods around, so I'm going to go back inside and just kind of wait. So this is fun and random.
What do you got, Eric? 23?
23. What do you? Don't worry, we'll get through the system here shortly and we'll have everything coming in. If it does shut because of any winds, we'll have some
Okay, so I'm free and back home and headed back to Texas. So that was fun, going down there in a snowstorm. So I think people were getting altitude sickness up there at 10,000 feet. So I think it was like 10,300. So anyway, heading out. It is only 5 p.m. so I have time to get back to Texas, and let's go.